today's video, I'm gonna make Fireboy and Watergirl, but in 3D, just because why not? So to start, I think it would be really nice to be able to do basic things, just like moving, which is pretty easy to get into the game, like just, right, hey, please player move WASD. Mouse equals camera, please. Always works like a charm. And since it's a two-players game, both players can move, so to get that in the game is just as easy as duplicating the player and then just coding it really quickly so the player 2 moves with the arrow keys, and it should work just perfectly. That shouldn't happen. And so it took me like a whole day to just get it to work fine, because it just wouldn't assign the right input to the second player for some reason. But at the end I kinda nailed it. It's pretty easy. I found out that you just simply first need to, using Unity's built-in player input component, which lets you assign different input, and you can make different controller schemes, and then via code assign the desired input to. And after all of that, now you can easily move both players wherever you want. Nice. The only problem is that, since it's a two-players 3D game, you need to have two cameras, one for player 1 and another for player 2. But mine just has one, and the player 2 can get easily lost over the screen. So thanks to that, I thought it would be a really good idea to make some sort of single-player mode in which you have just one camera, but you can change the camera between both characters. So I just simply did that, and it works fine. I really like it, so I decided to keep it for the final game. So then, back into Fireboy and Watergirl. At the start of the game, there is a water and a lava little pool, along a blue diamond which only Watergirl can grab, and a red diamond for Fireboy. After avoiding that lava and water, you just get up to the next floor, avoid that sort of acid, and then you have to switch a lever, which makes a platform go down, so it lets you go to the next floor, in which a player needs to hold a button for the other player to be able to reach the next floor, and then that one player holds another button for the other player, and after that you just push a box and finish the level by just going into the doors, and that's pretty much the level. So well, I need to get all of that into my game. Alright, so to start I made the main thing of the game, water and lava, which well, just fire beam can touch lava and just water beam can touch water, otherwise they just die. So with water and lava ready, I decided next go with diamonds, and at first I wanted to get some free models from Google, but I didn't find anything that fits the game style, so I decided just making them by myself, and it turned out pretty cool, right? So with diamonds ready, I just imported them really quickly into the game, and since I need one for each player, I just changed the diamond texture to red for Fireboy, and really quickly coded it so only Watergirl can grab the blue diamond, and Fireboy the red diamond. So diamonds are done. And also in the original game, you get better score if you get all diamonds, so I also made it so the game saves the amount of diamonds you grab to later do some math, and give you a better score. So next I made the lever, which I just copied from the game, and then made it so you just need to touch the lever so it gets activated. And then I also made the platform really quickly, and made it so it listens when the lever gets activated, and just moves to a certain point I can easily change. Nice. Then the button is pretty much the same as the lever. I just made a button model and changed the platform's texture to purple to match the button's color, and then applied the same logic as the lever to the button, but instead of being activated just once, just like the lever, I changed it so it only activates when a player is pressing it, and now works just like in the original game. And the box is really simple, just push it. But also, since it's a two-players game, I thought it would be a good idea to make it so both players need to push it so it moves, else it just won't move. And last but not least, the doors, which you just need to get close and they'll suck you into them. So now with all of that done, I don't need anything else for this level, except for the whole map. And to make the map, I just took a screenshot of the game's level and just stretched a cube all over the image to get the shape of the map. And to make it 3D, I just also stretched the map to the side so it's a bit chunkier. And I just kinda remade the textures of the game, and this is the final result. It's pretty cool, right? So next I just started dropping in the map everything I have made so far, and it looks pretty cool as well. But, if you didn't remember it, in all games you have a character so you have something to look at when you're walking, and not just a bean as we do right now. So I need to make our characters Fireboy and Watergirl. So to start with the body of the models, I use this image I found on a YouTube video as reference, since in here their bodies are a little chunkier than in the original game. But also I've always felt like the characters' colors are just really harsh, just like going into paint and selecting red and blue color of the palette and painting them with it, which also truly makes the game look as a 2008 game. So throughout my search on some references to make the characters models, I found this other YouTube video in which there is a fire guy and a water girl, and the colors they used for them are really cool and pretty, so don't mind if I do. And to be honest, the final result turned out way better than what I expected. So I just simply yoinked them into the game and placed them instead of those big beans, and now there's something cool to look to while moving. But now, as you can see right now, everything looks pretty bad. really boring colors. The lighting is really bad, and we don't even have real fire on Fireboy. So I think now with this big chunk of things I made, I can finally start getting the game some actual 2023 graphics, and now the game looks just simply beautiful. All changes I made were just adding a ton of things, like some cartoony graphics into the characters, along this little outline over them, and then actual fire on Fireboy, and added these water drops falling off Watergirl's head to the ground, which, in my opinion, is really cool. And I also added these sort of cartoony graphics to the diamonds, the lever, the buttons, the platforms, and the doors. And also I added particles to the diamonds when you grab them, and now everything looks really cool. But what doesn't look any good though, is these guys just sliding over the map. Why won't they use their legs? But it's because they're missing something called animations. And that's pretty simple to do. I just brought them back to the 3D modeling program, which lets you get them some good strong bones, and then just move them around to make some cool animations. And well, I wouldn't say these are the best animations I've ever done by far, but that'll do the work now. I mean, I won't really ever change them, but anyways, with the first level completely done, I ended up with this. There is two sort of game modes, single player and split screen. In the single player mode, you can change between player cameras with F, and the controls are just the keyboard and mouse. And in split screen mode, you move the player 1 with the same controls. But to move player 2, you use the arrow keys and the keypad numbers 5, 1, 2, and 3 to move the camera, which makes it really uncomfortable to play as player 2. So I also made it so the game also detects when you have a gamepad connected and assigns it to the second player, and now you can also move the player 2 with a gamepad. And now finally, with all that out of the way, the first level is completely playable. You spawn at the start as Watergirl, so you need to go grab your diamond above the water, then avoid the lava, and go to the next floor, avoid the acid, and activate the lever so the platform goes down, and lets you go to the next floor, in which you hold the button for the next platform to go down for Fireboy to get to the next floor. Change to Fireboy, avoid the water and go grab your diamond above the lava as well, and go the next floor after the platform and help Watergirl by holding the next button for her to get up as well. And now both just need to push the box, and then just go to the doors in the next floor, and that's the level. Though I haven't added the windscreen yet. I'll add it later, because at first I was thinking about just doing one level and call it a game, but I decided to make 5 levels. Not too much, but at least not just one. So level 2 just has 2 new things. This kind of doors, which move just with a button similar to the button platform, and this sort of swings, I think. And at the end there is just another of these doors, but this time horizontal. So to make these doors I just reused the platforms, but rotated them vertically, and set their target point just to go up like these doors. And for the horizontal one I just rotated the one I already made. And then I just stretched a cube all over the map again, set all lava, water, and diamonds, and that's just level 2. Now level 3 just has this kind of fans that make you fly up, which I just ended up replacing by platforms, because I couldn't get it to work right, and I was kind of running out of time. So they're just platforms, then just made the map and placed lava, water, and diamonds. Then level 4 is actually a little hard, because Fireboy needs to get in this platform, which Watergirl has to wait on the other side, for Fireboy to get to the next floor, and then Watergirl has to hold a button which lets Fireboy activate a lever, so the door at the end of the level opens, and then both need to do a little parkour to finish the level. So I just made a platform which listens if Watergirl's platform have been touched. If so, it just goes up. Then just made the map and placed everything else. And then last but not least, level 5, which in the first floor is mostly just parkour. Then on the next floor you just use a fan to go to the next one, for then just balance a box on that thing, so Fireboy and Watergirl can get to the next floor. Though, I am kinda sorry. I was going through some chaos on my personal life just during the time I was making the game in this part, so I was feeling kinda lazy, so I did just the essential things to be able to play it. So certain things like fans, as I said, I just replaced with platforms, and I ended up making it so one player needs to balance this thing so the other one can get up, and then the one balancing needs to run and jump fast before it goes down. It's pretty glitchy, but anyway, to finish the game, all left is sound and UI, and I found all the game's sound effects on its wiki. But also, I added some new sounds in example for grabbing diamonds, because I always found a little hard to listen to the original game's diamond grabbing sound. And then for UI, not too much to say, it's just the same. I just added a small amount of new things, but not too much. And then for the main menu I decided making it a little similar to the game's one, in which they have a ton of doors behind, and Fireboy is at the left and Watergirl at the right, but I decided to get them inside a little sort of pool of their own element, and it turned out kinda cool, right? And with this, the last thing left on the game is the music, which I just yoinked off the original game as well. So with that done, finally the game is finished. So I just made an icon for the game and exported it. So before I finish the video, I challenge y'all to beat my speedrun. I just went straight up single player, any score, and my time was 5 minutes and 38 seconds, which is the world record of the game for now. You can find the speedrun video on the description. So with that said, you can download the game in the video's description. Smash like if you liked the video. Even if you didn't even like the video, smash like anyway. Subscribe. See ya.